Hello everybody, welcome to the design session for the player card expansion that Beard and I are working on. We're going to be starting today with a design to work with our Guardian Investigator, who I'm currently bringing up on the screen, and then also our Rogue Investigator, and then we'll probably cook up some other things as well. These were the investigators we playtested today, and we have a few thoughts on these guys. So Yvette, she's a really cool kind of like healing character. And during this the playtest with her, there was a vibe of just like I feel like having the ability to heal without provoking an attack of opportunity can actually be really good for her character. Also, I mean, realistically, good for Vincent as well. So I think that that's going to be something we want to do. And then we also have Maxwell Pike, who notably has changed quite a bit from the video where we first designed him. But that is kind of just the nature of playtesting and design. Nothing is set in stone until it is. And even then, you might chisel it once or twice. House Slippers, congratulations on your exam. Nice job. Okay. Do we want to start with this card for Yvette first?
Yes.
All right.
So do you want it to be an asset or an event?
I feel like probably an asset.
Okay.
And she probably should have to, I mean, let's see. Let's just go. It's a Guardian card for sure.
I think it would also be neat if it blocked an attack of opportunity while healing or when activating an ability on a weakness.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So you could like use it to cancel attacks for a double action discard of something.
Yeah, yeah. All right, yeah.
Not treacheries though, like across the board, just weaknesses.
Yeah,
specific.
just weaknesses. So the other thing I was thinking too, just now, this could be Guardian, but it also feasibly could be a neutral card.
It could.
Everybody's got basic weaknesses, but I do like the flavor of like the Guardian for it, because then also like you could clear out other people's things for it.
I think Guardian flavor works best.
Cool. Do you want to find some art and we'll do it that way? That's the... Give me an asset.
Let's dig into the archives.
Okay. The third. How do you word this? I guess just the concept of heals works. That heals or... Attacks between the first action you take each turn on a card that heals. On a weakness. Fence don't have action arrows. Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for Beard to finish digging through the art to really start like getting the actual wording, because I'm actually kind of like stumped on how to word this without it being like two different lines of text, because like ignore attack opportunity on the first action you take each turn on a weakness or on a card that heals. I guess that works, right? Ignore attack opportunity on the first action you take each turn on a weakness or on a card that heals. The cards that heal have non-healing actions that aren't attacks. That's a great question. I mean, we can just go to Arkham Build and we can look up the word heal. Then cards that have non-healing actions that aren't attacks. Oh no, because it's like, that was health. I guess, I mean, technically, I think with the ruling that they clarified, it would work with Grey's Anatomy, right? I feel like technically Grey's Anatomy would work with that card because of how they ruled it. Heal, heal, heal. Heal. Heal, heal.
I think I've got something here.
Nice.
That would fit for the flavor.
So I think the only card that it would trigger on that doesn't actually heal but is an action is Grey's Anatomy. And yeah, I don't think that's really an issue. Okay.
This might be hard to fit in frame.
Okay, well, we
also
can
not be quite realistic enough. I'll keep looking for other possibilities.
Cool. I mean, we can go with, I have an idea that we could potentially make it work. I can try it out. Because I can go with the guy on the left, right? And we can go for kind of like a spirit vibe, you know? Like steadfast in the face of...
And here's another one from that same artist. It was for an animated sequence that he was storyboarding.
Oh, look at that. Just came in and fit pretty good. It's going to take it to the left a bit. Okay, I feel like this is a spirit, because I also feel like Calvin would enjoy playing this. And also just the vibe of the picture, right?
Yeah. I think it'd be worded something like this.
That looks good. Your first action each turn that heals or activates the ability printed on a weakness does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Yes, that seems great. First action each turn that heals or activates an ability printed on weakness does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Hell yeah. Okay.
I think we could call this like Grace Under Fire or something like that.
I dig it.
So is this the only thing it should do?
No. So what I was thinking, this is my thought, is that it also has like a... And like obviously it should cost something, but I feel like it can also be like a panic, press a button to just heal one.
That is pretty nice for rapid healing because there isn't much in the card pool that quickly heals.
Field Medic Specialist card that includes veterans. I think that would be kind of sick. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to making like a specialist card that works for one for each of our investigators, like one trade off that investigator.
It would be nice.
I honestly think if they were going to add more specialist cards, that would be the way to do it. Just like, don't try to cover everything, but just hit like, here is this one investigator's trait, here's one for it, and maybe other people get it too, you know?
Something like that, yeah. I'm not sure if they've got the template for that in Strange Eons yet, because that's pretty new.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep our eyes out for it, though.
And I do know that there's a lot of people online, they're like, it's been 10 seconds since this was released, where is it online?
Yes, yeah. I feel like this should, I mean, let's icons, I think like Brain for sure.
Yeah, Will seems to be the way to go there.
Yeah. My gut says 2, but I could be talked down to 1. What do you think?
I think because you have to spend an action to play it,
Yeah.
1 is fine. I could see a case for 2 if you also made it fast, but that may be too much on this card.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I like because it's basically, you have that top action, right? Like the top passive. But then, like, I like it's an action that you're essentially just spending 1 to also heal down the road, right?
Yeah.
This card would have cooked in that deck. I'll tell you right now, in that Yvette deck, I would have loved this card.
That's what you like to see.
I like it. I think that's great. And I love cards that have, like, that little... Just the discard, I think, does a really nice job of making the card feel like more people than just Yvette would play it. Because I would play this in Calvin, too, right? Having that... I mean, even, like, Mark Harrigan at level 0 until you get better healing, this can work there as well. I dig it. Okay.
Honestly, it'd be nice just like as a tech card, if you're like, we got a bunch of double action weaknesses in this deck, let's do something about it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Carolyn and Vincent would dig this card as well. Yeah, and I really like your idea, yeah, like for the weakness. I think that's a nice addition. I think that's a really smart thing to add on that also just makes it playable outside of healing. Like you said, as a tech card, it's like, oh, I got 3 double action weaknesses for the course of this campaign. I can just take some stress out there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Maxwell.
Up to the version 1.
Mr. Maxwell. What do you feel like?
Guardian and Mystic.
Yeah.
Let's bring up the Moonwine again to see how it interacts with his current version.
Sure. Moonwine just loading up. At least I think it is. All right, 1 cost, use 3 supplies. After you resolve a test where you added 2 or more skills together, spend 1 supply and exhaust Moonwine. Take an immediate action as if it were your turn.
Yeah, that's definitely good with him now.
Yes, just 2 actions, yeah. So we don't need to do a Mystic one for him. Maybe we do something in Guardian.
This could just be a Guardian kind of day.
What if, what if we did, like, a kind of an opposite of Moonwine, right? Where it's the same sort of thing. All right, how many cards do Guardians have that add stats together? That's also kind of one I want to look at here.
Oh, you were using one of them. The
I was, yeah.
Butterfly swords. Not that he can use them, but still.
But you know who could? Mr. Skids O'Toole.
True.
But I want to see if there's other cards that, like, if it's more than just that.
I'll do my own search here. There's a lot of stuff in Mystic.
Yes, yeah, and that's why the Moonwine works so well for that. Because it's mostly Rogue and Sweeping Kick and the Fang. Oh, astute. You're 100% right.
Let's see. In Rogue, we have Breaking and Entering, Bum's Rush, Cheap Shot, Lockpicks, Slip Away, and Suggestion. In Guardian, we have Fang of Tirthra, and the other ones you mentioned there. The Mystic has the 3 Read the Signs, Spectral Razor, Ethereal Form.
Also got Cyclopean Hammer.
Cyclopean Hammer definitely does it. Seeker has Mind Over Matter, because it is adding.
Yep.
Survivor has Hatchet, that adds your foot. Seeker also has Map the Area.
Okay, I think there's so the other thing I was looking at also was cards that say instead of in Guardian, because they have a lot of those as well.
As does Mystic. Use your brain instead.
As does Rogue.
Yeah, use your foot instead.
We could make a Moonwine. I mean, it's not going to work in like the printed text of Maxwell, but it could have like the after you resolve a test where you used one skill instead of another, spend 1 supply and exhaust it, do an effect.
I would urge us away from that because I'm actually tinkering with one thing on my own that is using that sort of launching point.
Sure.
But
I mean, I'm also just down to make like a Guardian version of Moonwine that does something different.
Let me think here.
Maybe a card that rewards when it is discarded from play, something with soak. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, we could do a guardian ally. That's kind of like the ritualist, but not one that dies, but when it's like, but the discarded from play, I guess. But I guess they are still like the leaves play, right? Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of a survivor thing, most part, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
have
or
survivor.
this mystic like we did with Coven Ritualist.
True.
All right, Maxwell, what would you want out of your Guardian part? What does he want out of his Guardian in general? Because you played Mystic for this one.
Hey, yeah, I guess stuff that you wouldn't mind leaving play.
Yeah.
More things that just do things when they leave play, like the ritualist does.
We also could design a Guardian card that adds two skills together. Like we could add like another like sweeping kick style design, right?
True. Something for
Who's our other Guardian in our group?
the subclasses are
It's
Delphine.
Yes, okay. We could do like a level 0 style sweeping kick. Like not as good as it obviously, but like some sort of something like that.
An event. Finally, we're not making
Yeah.
more assets.
Yeah, let's do an event. A Guardian event.
I think I've got an idea. Let me just get the right image for it.
Sure. Mr. Maxwell Pike.
But the basic idea is like stare down, evade at your will.
Oh
Basically,
yeah,
like
sure.
intimidating them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's worked pretty well.
Did that not save?
Did you save the artist's name in the file?
Oh no, no, it just didn't appear in the
Okay, because
in the
I know
Explorer.
there's a weird thing with Strange Eons where if you put punctuation, like if it was M. Wayne in the name, it just wouldn't show up.
Interesting. That is good to know, because I did put in someone's name into the image file earlier. So if that happens, I can remember why.
Maybe shift them up just a little bit so you can see more of the interrogation lamp.
Yeah, just trying to... I think that looks pretty alright.
So I guess this would be tactic. Would it be spirit?
Maybe? Okay, I have an idea. Just to add a little bit more to this. To, you know, add like some extra stuff, because we obviously can't have just this be the line on the card.
Right.
What if we made it bold? And it was like a bonus if you played it during your first action, you know?
Right. Are all the bold cards you must play as your first action, or is it just benefit for it?
I think that's a great question. I know there are some that... here, give me game text.
I guess is take the initiative bold?
Trade the initiative is bold.
Okay, so it's not required to be on a bold card, it's just usual.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all of them are play only as your first action, except for take the initiative, which is the thing where it compounds from there.
Okay. But, yeah, it's a good call making it bold.
If that's what I just feel from the art, you know?
Oh yeah, this guy means business. And it's like, if this is your first action, you may treat all the symbol tokens as zeros instead.
Interesting. Okay.
Or maybe not that, because you're already getting a skill boost, but
if this
some
is your first action.
No, wait. If this is your first action, you can remove Doom from a card.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you scared that cultist so bad that he's not chanting anymore.
Interesting. Okay, so if this is your first action and the test is successful, you may remove one Doom from a card at your location.
Seems pretty good to me.
I dig it. I dig it. I think it's very much like not everyone's going to play it, right? But I think that there's a reason why you would.
Even without the Doom thing, it's just like you take it in Leo, so you're evading at a base 5.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it also like just might save the game. Like Doom removal is powerful.
Oh, from a non-elite card at your location. Yeah. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Take that. What's her nuts from Secret Name. We don't get to stop you. Evade, add your brain to add your willpower to skill value for this evade. If this is your first
also
action.
Put this quote at the bottom. You can just increase the gap between the blocks by like 5.
I was trying to... That's weird. If I close the bold, I can't do... The vary doesn't bold.
There is technically a way around it. It's just putting more space in the actual text block and putting this just in italics at the bottom of it.
Ah, that makes sense, yeah. I wonder if I just also do it like this, if it'll work. Underline works, but bold doesn't. That's strange. Yeah, we can just leave it at that. I like the flavor text. And you're right, Atomic. This actually is good Forgotten Age tech as well. Okay. Give me the old willpower agility. These are the icons on the card, so they should commit here.
Makes sense to me.
One
cost, maybe?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Bolus, because I feel like Bolus, while not played, is a similar sort of thing. Yeah, it's a 1, so this should also be 1.
Yeah, this guy definitely looks like he'd just reach over the desk and strangle you.
Yep. 100%. So it'll be kind of interesting to playtest these investigators with our just our box and the revised core. Because even looking at this, if I have a small collection, I'd probably play this in Yvette as well.
That's just a solid card. And I think it's good with Delphine too, just for Doom management.
Interesting.
Granted, it only put her at a 4, but still.
Should probably be more since it clears Doom, right? Yeah, the only thing is I don't think anyone's going to play it at 2. You know? Like, yeah, we could do 2.
Like, if the Mystic Evade one that's part of the Spectral Razor redesign set that costs 2, nobody plays that.
And then also, like, String of Curses. I mean, this one does... String of Curses does non-elite enemy... Like, it does, it has to have its only enemies, and it costs 1. I don't know, I feel like 1... It's probably fine for playtesting, because I just think at 2, I would not want to touch it.
And removing the Doom is kind of situational, because you also have to be engaged with an enemy and playing it as your first action.
Yeah. Like, it probably is good, and, like, I think... Like, if we can make it 1.5, it would probably be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
But
I think the self-limiting, just because it has to be first action to get the benefit, that kind of auto takes down the power level a little.
Yeah, and we'll play test it. We'll see how it goes, like everything else. None of this is set in stone. Okay, do you want to design one more card?
Sure. Which class have we designed the least for so far? I feel like it's going to be either
Seeker is 0. Seeker is 0.
Then let's definitely do some Seeker cards.
All right. Okay, so we have our good friend Seneca, we have Moose, and then we have Yvette as our 3 Seekers.
Pretty big scatter shot.
Yeah. Any chance we can get a heal ally move card? Think we can go 3 for 3 on that on one card?
Yeah, let's take it down a notch.
So one thing about Yvette is because her weakness is an ally, the only ally I was running in my deck was Medical Student. So we could do something like that, but maybe not an enters play, but still has like an action or a reaction on it, or like a lightning bolt or a reaction, right?
Sure, just something built for Seneca and
Yvette. Yeah.
Another not named ally.
Yes. I mean, I guess in theory, healing would also work for Moose because he is going to be taking damage, so it can work with him just on that.
True.
But medical student exists, but also medical student doesn't exist. Seeker. Okay. Okay, so I was playing Twisted Hollow last night. And then it reminded me how you have a lot of scenarios, and the game has a lot of scenarios that have the classic 3 Doom agenda that flips and then changes the game state, but then flips back.
Yeah, I do like those repeating agendas for consistency.
What if this was an ally? Hear me out on this, just as a place to start. Just something that like cares about when the agenda advances.
Yeah. There's like Last King where the agenda doesn't advance, but it would advance. I'm not sure if we want to account for that.
I also go when the act or agenda advances or would advance. I mean, I guess we could just get when the actor agenda advances.
Yeah, we don't have to account for that because it's only in like 2 or 3 scenarios.
I feel like the heal one horror might not like be exactly this, but I kind of like the text on this, you know?
It's got a good direction.
That's not bad.
In most scenarios, if you get it out early, it'll happen 4 times.
Yep. There's also what Atomic is saying in chat, that instead of this being our ally, we could change this plan, but it could be like an event that attaches to the agenda or act.
Okay.
And then when it's discarded, it triggers. Yeah.
That wouldn't work with the repeating ones though, because the
yes,
the card doesn't leave play.
Yeah. But I guess you could say like when the agenda advances, discard this and do this. We could make it work that way, right?
True.
This is interesting to me. Yeah, because I feel like with Atomic, that might be the case because like the card doesn't leave play.
Yeah, because the only reason those attached cards leave play, like Light of a Forgamon, is because the actor agenda will eventually leave play, and everything attached to it leaves too.
I feel like we need like a David Renfield flavor to this character. Like still non-unique, but I feel like they're like an ally patron, you know?
About a dreamer.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I never thought about it either, to be honest. I added the little card draw bumper. Because I feel like at a certain point you could be like, okay, this is the final push. I want this to be a card draw.
About using this art, and the ally can be something like Dream Wanderer.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Artist just goes by Vimark. Now you're cooking a stew. Let's put that to use.
Let's go! Okay, gonna zoom in on you a little bit. Advances, exhaust Dream Wanderer, heal 1 horror. You may discard Dream Wanderer to draw 2 cards instead. I feel like this is just a 1/1 soak because they're providing healing.
Yeah.
And I feel like this lives in the normal 2-cost environment as well. Because it's kind of like a mix of medical student and...
Lab assistant.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. Seneca, with the way he works... let me just look at this. After you resolve an action, reaction, or lightning bolt ability on an ally, resolve that ability again. I can exhaust it to heal a horror and then discard it to draw 2 cards with Seneca, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I think that's a very good spot for Seneca to have that, to also compete in that spot.
Now, I do have one suggestion just for added use. I'm wondering if, like, it should do something minor when it enters play as well.
I'm down for considering that. The only thing with Seneca I'm worried about is that would trigger on Seneca's thing, and he wouldn't get the other heart, you know?
That's true. Maybe we can just say, like, you get +1 foot.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. What if we make it like a 3-cost ally? And it was like, you get like, yeah, either +1. I was going to say like willpower, but I think agility works well. Seneca would be heal 2, draw 2, right? I think it'd be
heal. It'd be either heal 2 or heal 1 and draw 2.
Yeah, that's how I think that would work. We can't. Are we gonna give a Seekers another foot ally before rogues get it? Hell yeah, we are.
Hey, Moose can take it.
I mean, that is good. It's good for Moose. And Elton O'Connell costs 3, so there's precedent.
Yeah, this lady's not controlling the dreams. She's just vibing in the dream.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, foot icon.
Yep. Hell yeah. What an interesting card.
That came together.
Yeah, I think so. So we have a nice little like stinger of flavor text. Yo, what the fuck? Is that a gear?
Yeah, it is.
Slot?
Yeah,
no,
slot.
she can be slotless. Yeah, she probably needs that ally slot, huh?
Yeah, it is interesting to see the boosts on nameless characters, because I think they have those in like Rogue 2 with like
Yeah, the
Cat
treasure
Bug.
hunter and yeah, the hired muscle.
Yeah, those two as well.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
Should we make one more card, or?
I think so.
Yeah, Lucius would.
Can you imagine we just ship it with that flavor text? Lucius would love this. Actually, yeah, no, Lucius would really love this guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just the flavor text is just bruh.
Yeah, bruh. I mean, I think I'll just go. We'll just put a. Just gonna go like that for now. We can revisit that in the future.
Or if you want to do something poetic like "And I, the path less taken," that one. I'd have to get the exact quote.
Yeah.
Let's see.
One thing I've actually really enjoyed in some of these recent campaigns is the amount of stuff, treacheries that have been dealing damage to your allies as well. I like that the designers are trying to challenge that. There it is.
Not sure if that'll all fit.
Just make that to 0. Looks like it's a bit too much.
Yeah. By the way, some tech, if you put 2 dashes in a row, it'll do the long dash.
Ooh, we love a good M dash. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately too long. I like it though.
Yeah, we can just go back to "What a Funny Little Dream," because it doesn't have to be a fancy quote.
Yeah. All right. And let's put some spacing on that because we can. All right, one more card. I kind of want to make a weapon.
Yeah, we don't have any weapons.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have many items in general.
No. I think we start with a rogue weapon. Let's do a rogue firearm.
Right.
Weapons are very daunting to me. Because I feel like it's all been done, but then like, wait a minute, actually there's so many things you can do as they keep doing stuff.
Especially if you want to do another one that adds stats for max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Atomic's right, but that was just kind of Robert Frost's whole deal. He just that was him.
Okay. So, obviously Maxwell, and then Moose can use this weapon, and Seneca can use this weapon. Seneca has 2, so it's unlikely going to be him.
Well, let me see. What's Moose's stat line again?
Moose is... 2343.
Would it be crazy to have some kind of aimed weapon that adds your int?
Interesting.
Because a lot of rogues do have like 3 book.
Interesting. Okay, so then how can we like okay, interesting. So like yeah, you're thinking like yeah, like you're using your intelligence to your intellect to aim the gun, which apparently no one has thought of before this. Okay. Give me... Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this, okay? Let me just, it's gonna take me a little bit to type this. Oh no, that's not how that works. Action. Now let me look at a not Mauser. Give me the, Derringer. There we go. Okay. This might be a bit wordy, but I'm just gonna put the foundation down because I have an idea. Okay, I'm doing this wrong as well. This is supposed to just be fight. This doesn't need a colon. This needs a period. It's my first time making a weapon. Int. No, my B. So the idea is you have the fist, which is just a shot you can fire, but you can take the time to aim, but you need to use 2 hands for it.
That's a fun one. Let me see what gun would work best.
I'm also wondering if we do this like the Colt, where it's like this.
Lucas may also be onto something, making a trank gun.
That'd be kind of cool. What if it's just demanded an empty hand slot to trigger for ease? Like the gun in general just requires an empty hand slot? No, just for the book test. So it's just like activate only if you have if you have an empty hand slot. Activate this ability only if you have an empty hand slot. So I think that would make it easier to like put on the thing, but I think the flavor comes across less, if that makes sense.
Okay, I had a different idea, which may work with some existing pieces in Seeker and Survivor.
Okay.
So when you initiate the attack, you say how much it's going to succeed by. If it succeeds by that amount, then something.
Okay, I'm down for that too.
Because that can work with either artistic inspiration in Survivor or
Artistic inspiration and steady-handed and Seeker, yeah.
Yeah. What was the Survivor piece that lets you change your values? It came up with George, didn't it? Or was it just artistic inspiration and steady-handed? Yeah, no, I think I'm just conflating it with George.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with this one, we could go, if we wanted to have that one be the book one to field on this one, could be agility instead. Because then there has a bit more of like the finesse of aiming, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess what I came up with was, I guess, better for a different kind of weapon entirely.
Yeah. I like that Seeker idea, though. Why not make a Seeker gun, right? Why not?
As long as it's not, like, big on damage.
Do we make it science? I mean, I guess the thing is we're falling into that same track, right? Where it's just like, oh, it's another Seeker science card because Seeker's the science class. And Kate's like, but what about me? And we're like, shut up, Kate. No one likes you.
I mean, this could be the time to branch out because we put illicit on the Moonwine.
We did, yeah.
I mean, if it's a tranquilizer gun, it makes sense in Guardian as well.
Yep. I think we feel like we want it in Seeker, though. I think you're right. Like, it could be in Survivor, but I feel like Seeker has that archetype that they benefit from a bit. They're already kind of there, you know?
True, but if we put it in Guardian, then Max can take it, and it also has some precedent with succeeding by exact amounts with Katana.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. Try it out.
Also, I'm not sure what you want to use, which one you want to use this one for. Probably the Rogue one.
Yeah, that looks great. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. Let me just get in here. Okay, let me just get this in here. Actually fits pretty nice. Okay. Science! Okay. Uses X ammo. Okay, so pay me your idea again for this.
Spend 1 ammo fight. When you initiate this attack, name or choose a number. I'm trying to think of the wording on Crystal Pendulum.
Oh, sure. Crystal Pendulum.
Yeah, just name a number. If this test succeeds by that number, this attack deals +2 damage, maybe? I guess that's kind of the katana thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tranquilizer gun, so it automatically evades the attacked enemy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I just completely forgot which gun we were making.
This attack. Auto.
Yeah, this should work for the image. There's no artist because it's just a photo, and there was no credit given, but it's called the Webley tranquilizer gun.
And then we can like sometime we can edit that onto a table.
Yeah, something like that. It's got a white background, so that's easy to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna shrink it down. This is just placeholder for sure. Oh, I mean, no, because the white's there. Let's go. Yeah, I'll put that on a table. It'll look good.
But no, I didn't say you should put Webley tranquilizer gun as the illustrator name. I mean, that should be the name of the gun.
Oh, oh yeah, it's artist unknown. Artist unknown. I'm just so used to copying what you put there for the artist. I'm like, yeah, this is the guy who did this.
Who drew this gun? The gunslinger.
Spend 1 ammo, fight. When you initiate this test, name a number. If this test succeeds by that number, this attack automatically evades the attacked enemy.
I think you can just put automatically evade the attacked enemy.
Okay.
So this should also be a hand slot rather than an ally slot.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to think about this card, and I'm kind of in another place right now, because I just feel like this card is just I like it. Just needs something, you know. Initiate this test and name a number. So what I'm thinking is the extra damage. I like the evade normally, but the extra damage if you succeed by the exact number.
Okay, that should only have something like 2 ammo.
Yeah. Fight. I just don't know. Yeah, because it could just be this attack.
Lucas also recommended minus fight and minus evade as well. So 2 ammo. If you succeed, it's evaded. If you succeed by the exact amount, it gets -2 its stats.
Interesting. So, test is successful. Okay, no, it's when you initiate this test, name a number. If this test is successful, the attacked enemy. If this test succeeds by
or maybe it should be
number.
swapped, because having the reliable stat reduction would be kind of like Wither as a sidearm.
Okay.
And then automatic evasion is the exact success.
The attacked gets -1 fight. Evade. End of the phase. Number automatically evade the attacked enemy.
I think that's a good Guardian sidearm.
Mm-hmm.
Is 2 ammo fair?
I'd probably do 3, I think.
All right. And then give it 3 cost?
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable.
And give it a foot icon, I guess.
I mean, I'll probably... Yeah, probably agility.
I mean, if we want it to deal no damage, then it would probably have to be rewritten so it's not taking up so much space, because it's already pretty overloaded as is.
Yeah, and it's also, if it's not dealing anyway, then we have to be like, this is a fight action that doesn't deal damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how, I have to see this one played.
Yeah, I'm not sure, too, because like it feels like it's a bit over-designed already.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the stat reduction. I almost want to get rid of the name and number thing.
Yeah, I think so. So the attack enemy gets -1 fight and -1 evade until the end of the phase.
And then just get rid of the auto evade thing.
Yeah. What's katana? I guess what we just do is we could go like 2. Because then it kind of has that same sort of katana type precision feel to it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We also get to like see all the numbers all line up as 2s, right?
I do like that a bit better. It is also a matter, though, of using it without any bonus to attack.
Yes, yes.
So maybe it should at least give a +1 fist.
So successfully attacked enemy gets -1 fight and evade until the end of the phase. If you succeed by exactly 2, the attacked enemy gets -2 fight and -2 evade.
You just type fist, there's no icon.
Oh, I did. Give me that column, please. There we go. What
I
we're
said
learning
you
is
could
I
just
need to
attack
not
rather
be
than
thinking
this
while I'm
test.
putting card text in. I need to just be focusing on typing the card.
Yeah, it'd be you get +1 comment for this attack rather than for this test.
Really? Katana says test. Is that
Maybe
a
I'm not
weird
sure.
inconsistency that we just learned here? It is. Katana is different. That's crazy.
Yeah, all the other guns I can find say for this attack.
Yeah, Katana says this test. That's all right, everybody. Add it to the list.
Someone let Daniel know.
Yeah. Someone put that in our Discord right now. See what people say.
I think it'll just make them hate Katana even more.
Yep. So I guess the question that I'm currently asking is, with Wither in comparison to this, Wither is unlimited and it's pretty much, but I mean, I guess the thing with Wither is you don't always get it, right?
Yeah, because you're waiting for the symbol tokens.
Yeah. I don't know why, but my gut is saying I want this to have 4 ammo. Just because it's not like the tool you fight with, it's like the tool that you do, but maybe it's okay with just being 3. We could try with 3, but I feel like I want to put a little flag in that one for us to pay attention to when we playtest it, you know?
Yeah.
We can see how it feels.
You can see a case for both, but just the reliable stat reduction kind of also puts it into a niche that doesn't exist yet.
Yep.
Because, like, there's plenty of investigate at 0, but not much for fight at 0 yet.
Yep, definitely. Yep, alright. I dig it. I think it's neat. And then come back over to here. Let's just finish up these last few details.
This one didn't have a name. Like, even the guy who made it, the image said it was just, like, a gun he made based on existing models, so we can just call it, like... because it's Alyssa, it's just, like, some kind of cobbled together original gun. We'd have to come up with a name for that.
It kind of looks like a Luger to me. Like Luger inspiration.
It does.
But it's not a Luger, but it's like inspiration from a Luger. I hate naming guns. But it's like something like, like makeshift gun, modified sidearm, you know?
I think just calling it modified Luger would be fine.
Sure. Modified Luger. I think that's an interesting thing that Dice Gods is saying. This could, like, potentially multi-class with Survivor.
It could. But at the same time, like, it's a level 0 gun. If you really want it, you could versatile into it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll leave it as Guardian right now, but I think, because, like, Moose can't play this. I think Moose would potentially like this gun, but, I mean, he can play the Luger, which he also likes, because he does have 3, Okay, how much ammo do you think this should have? I was kind of basing it on, like, the Colt for the top line.
Colt is 2 cost for 6 bullets, right?
3 cost for 6.
3 cost for 6 bullets, right? I was thinking of the upgraded one.
Mauser is 3 for 5. The gun, no, Mauser is 4 for 5. I think this could be 3 for 5 at level 0 then. I think that's pretty comparative to the Mauser. You don't get the bonus, but you can get like a higher boost, but you also have to take up 2 hand slots for it.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, but I guess in Rogue, the foot is, I mean, it does take up 2 hand slots. Like, that is a big gun, right?
Yeah.
Let's compare that to the
is fair.
what is it, the Thompson? That's 6 for 5. And this gives you a much higher boost than that.
That is true. So maybe it should be another 4 for 5.
Yeah, I think that's probably good. So yeah, you get the same amount of shots. It costs 2 less, but also like you have to, if you want to do it, it does. That's interesting.
Is it just straight up better than the Thompson then?
Thompson, it is. It is.
Then maybe it should only have 4 ammo.
Yeah. That's 1 less ammo for 2 less cost.
I mean, compared to the 45 automatic in Guardian.
That's pretty comparable.
4 costs for 4 bullets, +1/+1.
Yeah, and I wager that also the Thompson costs 1 more because it is a class card. It's a multi-class card.
Probably.
Yeah, I think compared to the Thompson, the automatic, that looks good, right?
Dice Gods also has a point there. We could make it exhaust for the bottom one.
Yeah, we could. I think let's start with 4 and 4, and then we can see from there. Okay, I'll give it a fist icon and call it a day. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm feeling, Dice Gods. I think you and I are on the same page. I think that's a good option to consider, but I like having more. And also, realistically, rogues can refill their guns pretty easily, too. I was thinking this was substantially better than a 45 automatic. It is. It is. For its bottom action, but then it takes up 2 hand slots. Right?
Yeah. Because the 45 automatic will always take up 1 hand slot.
Yeah, and then you have the 45 Thompson, which takes up 2 hand slots, but costs more and you get more shots out of it. I think it's an interesting thing to balance.
Yeah, I think the exhaust for bottom action is probably a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But we can test as is.
Yeah. Yeah, because like what I also would, I don't know. I mean, this also could be an experienced card, right? It doesn't have to be level 0.
That is true.
We haven't done any of those yet.
This could be a level 1 card.
Yeah.
That would keep it out of Moose's hands, though, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Curse you, Moose.
People of Edmonton.
I mean, what if we make a level 0 version that like only has like 3 ammo, and then we make not 3 cost, only has like 3 ammo, and then we make an upgraded version that's like 4 rogue, and then it's more likely for Maxwell to use it.
Yeah, that's good.
I can agree with that, Morinda. It is pretty complicated for a level 0 card. I think that's a fair point too. But then I also look at like Anchor Chain. Sorry, what did you say, Beard?
I was going to say just get rid of the top option, but then there'd just be no reason to not have it be a 2-hand weapon.
Yeah, I think it's also pretty close to Cryptographic Cipher as well. I don't think the complicated is the thing. I think it's more the strength. But I feel like 3 shots for 4 is probably fine for a level 0 weapon.
Yeah, I'd say that's more or less on par.
Yeah.
I do feel better about having 3 ammo.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we can talk about it. I mean, but also, like, realistically, some of the, like, especially weapons, they might change a lot or be completely completely cut and added to, like, just a future design file once we actually see them with the guys as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, we have that privilege of designing just for this box. All right. So we built the tranquilizer gun, the modified Luger, Dream Wanderer today, who I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Stare Down, which I think is also a very neat card. And then Grace Under Fire, which was also a pretty sweet card as well.
Yeah, we banged through those.
Yeah, cool stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. There'll be another one of these in the future. And for, look, yeah, just, there's let us know in the comments what you think. We're not, like, for people, I know, like, people love to leave comments about the balance of the cards. I mean, we're also just kind of like theory crafting at this point. We're going to figure out once we actually put them into practice to see how they feel. It's all just kind of like, you know, can't design the cards without the proper playtesting to go with it. So keep that in mind.
Please be kind unless it's a Blood of Thoth. What are you guys thinking situation.
Yes. Thanks, everybody.